As a change of pace to our spiritual pursuit, I am going to sit on this here thing and read you some shit about spirituality from my man Khalil Gibran. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. This is some of my artwork, and I love me some butterflies. On freedom. And the orator said, "Speak to us of freedom." And he answered, "At the city gate, and by your fireside I have seen you prostrate yourself and worship your own freedom. Even as slaves humble themselves before the tyrant and praise him, though he slays them. No, I will not read you a thing on freedom, because I read you a thing on freedom last time. Instead, I'll read you something strange, synchronicities in life, on reason and passion. My man Al-Mustafa is leaving the city of Orphalese for the sake of growing his soul and probably doing what he intends to do with his life, which is hopefully make it more beautiful over time. Understand more about the human situation, and through that, I suppose, his own. And so the people say, "Hey, dude, you saw us doing all this stuff. Can you at least tell us what we did? You observed it so well." And the priestess spoke and said, "Speak to us of reason and passion." And he answered, saying, "Your soul is oftentimes a battlefield upon which your reason and your judgment wage war against your passion and appetite. Would I could be the peacemaker. Would that I could be the peacemaker in your soul, that I might turn the discord and the rivalry of your elements into openness and melody. But how shall I unless you yourselves be also the peacemakers, nay, the lovers of all of your elements? Your reason and your passion are the rudder and the sails of your seafaring soul. If either your sails or your rudder are broken, you can but toss and drift, or else be held at a standstill in mid-sea. For reason, ruling alone, is a force confined, and passion, unattended, is a flame that burns to its own destruction. Therefore, let your soul exalt your reason to the height of passion, that it may sing, and let it direct your passion with reason, that your passion may live through its own daily resurrection, and like the phoenix rise above its own ashes." I'm going to read that part again. For reason, ruling alone, is a force confined, and passion unattended is a flame that burns to its own destruction. Therefore, let your soul exalt your reason to the height of passion, that it may sing, and let it direct your passion with reason, that your passion may live through its own daily resurrection, and like the phoenix rise above its own ashes. I would have you consider your judgment and your appetite even as you would two loved guests in your house. Surely, you would not honor one guest above the other, for he who is more mindful of one loses love and faith of both. Among the hills, when you sit in the cool shade of the white poplars, sharing the peace and serenity of distant fields and meadows, and let your heart say in silence, "God rests in reason." And when the storm comes, and the mighty winds shake the forest, and thunder and lightning proclaim the majesty of the sky, then let your heart say in awe, "God moves in passion." And since you are a breath in God's sphere, and a leaf in God's forest, you too should rest in reason, and move in passion. By the way, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran, my spiritual guiding text in a lot of senses. Because he talks about so many different things because he talks about so many different things in such a deep, refined manner with just incredible words to everything. Inspiring words. There's hardly ever a time in Gibran's writing where he is pessimistic about life. And that, I believe, is a trait of particularly great people, or people that whatever someone says, even if it's stupid, even if it sounds stupid, unreasonable, whatever, if they see the passion in it, that they try to give it wings. I think it's so important to have that consideration in life. And part of the reason why I talk about contrast a lot in my philosophy of things is based on me reading the Prophet many times in my life. Is based on Gibran's philosophies. And a myriad of others that align quite well with it. But I've been thinking about this quite a bit, is, I'll have moments in my days where the stress of getting things done, the exhilaration of getting things done, needs the anchor of passion. It needs the energy of loving life, of genuinely enjoying one's life. Because if we're just working all the time, and we don't love what we're doing, or at least parts of our day, or parts of what we do, then why are we living in the first place? He says oftentimes in ever wokefulness. What does it mean? What does it mean to be ever wokeful? Ever awake, ever just present? It means to value both of them, the reason and the passion. It means to know that when you do something stupid, it's okay. Because you know that you did something stupid, and that's a good fucking start. It means that when someone catches your eye, or when someone moves your soul, and you decide to take action based on that the connection of you and that person is like a drop hitting a calm surface of water. The ripples of it are seen in the universe. People feel that energy. Let alone you. You will feel that energy. That other person will feel that energy. I saw a video of this man. There was a ping pong ball and one of those tuners that you hit and it vibrates. And it was sitting right next to a ping pong ball and touching it. And he struck another tuner that was the same frequency. He was showing resonance. And he hit that other tuner, a foot away from the one that's right next to the ball, and the ball started moving. If you know about resonance, this makes a lot of sense to you. But what is the passion of resonance? What is the emotion of resonance? Is it only in metal? Is it only in objects? Are we not made of the same molecules that are on the earth? We resonate with people, we resonate with things, vibes, So if I always use these words in this book to recontextualize, hopefully, my life. And I haven't read this book for some days now. And today in particular, right before I made this video, you may know if you watch all my videos, I made a video about essentially reason and passion. And lo and behold, the chapter that I'm reading today is on reason and passion. Did I know that? I had no fucking clue. But it happens. It happens in life. And it happens more than once. And it will keep happening a lot if you know to see it when it happens. It's almost like magic is real. What I particularly like about this chapter is the way that he says, I would have you consider your judgment and your appetite even as you would two loved guests in your house. I would have you consider your love, your appetite, your passion, the things that you want to do, the aspirations in life, and your logic. That this is the route that these people took to get here, and these are the little things that I have to build, and these are the systems in place. That this makes sense. This is not realistic. This other person failed this way, I've failed this way X amount of times, perhaps I should not do this thing. That these two things stand alone, equally important in life. Surely you would not honor one of your guests above the other. For he who is more mindful of one loses love and faith in both. Loses the love and faith of both. Meaning these guests, your passion that's like, yo, let's go, let's have an adventure, let's talk to that awesome person, let's apologize because I fucked up. It's going to get pissed at you if you just sit there and you're like, you know what? No, the right way to go is grad school, into dentistry, into owning a large practice, into hiring a bunch of associates, into making millions of dollars, into having a big house, into... What about this thing? If you can't go on that road trip with someone that you love, if you can't go into the woods on a weekend, or if you can't paint something, or play some video games, whatever the fuck it is, what's the point of all that logic? Your passion will hate you. Your soul would hate you. You know, why would you do that to yourself? And I think about Jordan Peterson in particular. I feel like on stage and in a lot of very professional settings, there's this facade of these people as highly logical to the point where it's almost oppressive, the amount of logic. But then he goes forward and he says, you know what? If you're in an argument with your wife and you're trying to logic your way and you beat them in a logical argument, well, who the fuck cares that you beat them in a logical argument? Isn't it immature to view life in that sense? Because the next time they're going to try to beat you. And what are you trying to accomplish there? What are you trying to achieve? Right? I guess what I'm saying is the most successful people in society are balancing these damn things. They are balancing their reason and passion. And you might not even like Jordan Peterson, but I bet you any example that you could possibly think of anyone that you respect in your life, I promise you can probably find an example of them being incredibly logical and incredibly passionate. And where you put those two examples right next to each other, they're not actually contradicting one another. They are building one another. Very important in life to find these things and to know when we have reached our limits of trying to brush away our passion, when we've reached our limits in trying to brush away our discipline. We should know to respect both as much as we can and try to grow both as much as we can. Try to nurture both as much as we can. Be kind to yourself along the way, please. Love yourself along the way. Be okay with failing sometimes. Be okay with dropping the ball. I tell you to tell myself, really. There's a video, I don't know where I'm on the screen here, but they're going to put up a video here of the last one that I did on one of Gibran's chapters. But if you haven't seen the video that I made right before this, check it out. It should be in chronological order. And if you're interested in any of this artwork, let me know too. I just got through sealing a lot of these paintings, and my intention is to essentially put them online. I also have like hundreds of AI generated images that me and a close friend of mine have generated over the course of a year so far. And the idea of all this artwork is to combine both of those things, the reason and the logic. The reason being paint every day. The reason being create a YouTube channel to get the audience to actually go and perhaps be interested in the things you have to put out. And the passion being doing the damn thing. The flower that's sitting in a field of flowers. Corrupted perhaps, but unique. Or this random thing. I don't know what the hell this is. It is interesting to look at, isn't it? At least for me. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care of yourself. And try to balance both. Reach your limits, my friend. And try to balance both. Peace and blessings.